Carl and Lou here from Brrraains A Head-Banging Life, gbhblofficial.com for short. And it is track by track time. And to be honest, if you've watched any of our reaction videos and elements like that, you will probably be surprised it's taking me this long to get to this album. Obviously, this is a band I love. It is Grimgotts and our album Tales, Sagas Legends, which is a combination of 2020's 3 EPs, Tales, Sagas and Legends, remastered with a few new tracks thrown in too, released on May 7th, 2021 by the UK power metal band Grimgotts. Big fan of this album. Big fan. It's as simple as that. I really like this band. I like this band a lot. I think they've got some absolute bangers. I still listen to this record a lot today, as you know. It's a car jam for me, you know. I have my favourites from it. I have the skippers, not because I particularly disliked them or anything like that, but just because I want to get to that one or so on, that kind of thing. So I'm quite excited to talk about this record. Yeah, got anything to add there?
Still not seen them live.
Yeah, that's a thing. Yeah,
and after hearing this all the way through, I'm like, oh man.
Yeah, I think it'll be banging live. It's got to come around at some point.
Yeah. So it's not like Rome's possibility, which is a good thing. So it's not like they're defunct and they're not doing stuff. So
of course,
it's a positive thing.
Yeah, it's just that they are a small band in the UK. So you know, what I mean, those shows on the reg, basically. Yeah.
But yeah, this album's the first kind of listen all the way through. Obviously, you play it a lot in the car, so I was like, oh, I knew quite a bit of it, so it's quite comfortable. But it was nice to listen to it as a whole.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. It is a long one. That is the thing, so we'll get into it now. We begin with Fight Till the End. It's a blood-thumping, rousing call to arms. The perfect opener and one of my favourite tracks that showcases Grimgotts' power metal glory. All while keeping the tempo at a mid-level, but really hitting its stride when it hits the very sing-along chorus. I love the pace and chorus near the end too. Big fan of this one.
Very epic opening. It feels like you're on like a quest. It's like draws you in straight away. So I was really impressed with her starting. So like, gets you kind of fired up.
It does, yeah. It's a great start. But it's then followed by For the Power and Fast We Go. And this is a bloody epic. This is one of my go-to feel-good tracks. It's a regular play for me. Its guitar work is immense, and every aspect of Grimgotts works so well for me here. The chorus is fabulous, and I find it so hard to not sing along to this, no matter where I am. I love it, and defy anyone to tell me it's not simply the best.
Yeah. You like it, eh?
Yeah, For the Power is just banging.
I love the opening combination of violins, guitars and drums, and have a grand sounding track that is well put together. So you can hear everything's well thought out. And it's, my favourite part where it all comes together, really highlights, you said, the strengths. I really want to see these guys live.
Yeah.
So it's one of them tracks.
Yeah, this is one of these,
like a proper rousing. Because I think I never used to like power metal, it's like unimaginable now. But songs like that are like, this is why you really enjoy it.
I think it bears pointing out now, if you don't know, you may not know, is that Grimgotts started life as a sort of Harry Potter themed parody band before transitioning to what they are now. Alright, The Dawn Bringer. This is a grower of a track, I think. Not as immediately grabbing, but one that hits hard once it gets going. I think it's one with a lot more melodrama to it, notable by the melody, but still dominant power metal throughout.
I love the spoken intro and straight into the track. Nice and thundering track. It keeps momentum and really nice guitar work. I enjoyed in this one.
Reign of Might. Powerful blast symphonic metal is what makes this one a class act. Yeah, I also love the stages it goes through, and it features some of the heavier instrumentation on the album. My one complaint, because as much as I love this band, there are stuff I can complain about. My one complaint is that the chorus doesn't quite hook as much as the rest of the track.
I'll put the music paints pictures of battles, but feels fun without being overly jokey. Because obviously power metal is looked upon as like, because it can be.
It should be.
Yeah,
I think a lot of the time.
There's no kind of like pretense to it. I liked it. I do love some synth, just like Days of Yore. It's really funny there. But yeah, I do like a bit of synth. I'm down for that. But yeah, I enjoyed it.
Northern Passage. A blast of cold wind followed by fast and frantic heaviness. This is an intense offering that sells the chilling danger of its tale.
I put heavier vocals for the first time here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean by heavier vocals?
Of course.
The more metal style. Yeah. Goes well with a rumbling track. So I enjoyed it. It was
Track.
rumbling. I had the word rumbling it. You know, I know what I mean by that. Yeah.
Rise Again. A wild bout of guitar playing, frenetic drumming, and impressive vocal range makes this a wicked number. What it lacks in variety, it makes up for with a really strong chorus.
I've got really solid tracks, like you said here, so it's nothing like out of the realms, but heavy drums, synth, and soaring vocals.
Yeah, I mean, you are talking about, what, a 16 track album here? Yeah. There's got to be one or two that maybe, well, are good, aren't quite, like, memorable, you know, like that. Like, so when I'm playing this in the car, whether we're driving somewhere, I tend to listen to someone as a skipper, as it were.
Yeah.
Plunder, Loot, and Chanty. Now, I personally do not care for sea shanty style tunes. I just don't. Whenever I hear that sort of melodies and stuff like that, I tend to go, that kind of thing. But this is one I think I can enjoy. It's got the right seafaring vibes. The accordion is prominent and the lyrical content is fun.
A pirate track. I'm a little weary of pirate metal, but this is not all yo ho ho all the way through.
Yep.
I put hint of scurvy, if you will.
Yeah, I wouldn't even necessarily call this one a pirate track. I get what you're saying. That's kind of what I'm getting at as well. I use the term seafaring because I was like, well, it's not a pirate track, but I want to, like, in the sense that what we think of pirate metal, I am not invoking their name, but yeah, like that kind of thing. It's not quite that, but it's in the same ballpark. You know, it really is. Okay, Sagas. This is the song I fell in love with Grimgotts over. It was the first song I ever heard by them. And I've probably heard it 100 times now. Yet I still find my heart racing along with it. It is so freaking epic. Infectious power metal goodness. A chorus that kicks all kinds of ass. I just love it and I can't not sing along to it. I particularly love the latter part where they drop into a more folkish patter before bringing it all back for a big finish.
Really want to see these guys live. This song will be epic.
This is huge.
I appreciate the really slow moment at the end, and it just kind of brings it all back for a lovely high. So it's like, really, really top track for me.
It's one of, I mean, I've got a few, but this is one of my, like, I want to show somebody what I think this band's capable of. This is a track I will put on for it.
Definitely.
The Boys of Boone. Way more fun than it has any right to be, if I'm honest. It's the perfect palate cleanser for this point of the record. And has some really good, brilliant vocals. So, like, I think if you can get past the introduction, you'll find you probably like this one quite a bit. And I think it's, like I said, more fun, but probably better than you initially might think it is.
Yeah, I put accordion, yes. Metal, yes. There's such joy in this track and a nice energy. I think that's what kind of puts it apart.
It does stand out, be honest, particularly as it's sandwiched in between Sagas and Land of Tomorrow. This track, for me, has soundtrack vibes and is suitably grand sounding. An impressive display of power that is, as so often the case, stupidly infectious. It's another absolute favourite of mine.
Oh, see, I thought it was a good track, but not as strong as others.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think this is a great one, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe it's just my whole listening to whole albums. I kind of take things in breaks, but I don't know, it just didn't find it strong for me.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
Different, yeah.
The Edge of the World.
Yeah.
The second song that made me love this band. This was the second one. The slower tempo, the sense of journey, the massive chorus. Do you know why I reckon I might actually have a serious attraction to this song?
Go on. It's
because it reminds me, it puts me in the mind of Discworld.
Well, with the title as well.
I am such a big fan of this one. Yeah.
Edge of the World, whatever.
Yeah. I think of the Falls. I think of the Edge. I think of the Drop.
I really like this one. The beginning is well thought out and holds your attention, takes you on a journey, and the sound of the sea at the end is great. It's subtle and puts you at the edge of the world. Yeah.
You
know, I like a good sea sound.
I think I think it's different as well. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Kinsman. Some serious storytelling going on in this one, which freshens things up, even if I don't think it's necessary. I'm not looking for a refresh. I'm not sick of this. I'm not like, I want something, like that kind of thing. That being said, I can admit that this is one of the less hooky efforts.
I thought it was a bit more tongue-in-cheek, a bit cheesy, with spoken intro and end part.
Yep.
I do like the choir element. That's another one of my tick boxes for me, is a choir element in songs.
Cool.
Always wins with me. So yeah, I like that.
Fight Against the World. It's just massive. That's all I need to say. The power metal grandness behind this one is immense, and I think it has some of the album's best melodies.
Oh, see, another one that didn't really grab me as much. I don't know.
I think like in under the GBHBL banner, if you've seen the reaction videos with Brendan, and I think I think overall I might get something from Grimgotts more than the rest of any of you do, and I think some of that's why that is.
No, I thought, yeah.
Oh,
I mean, certain tracks we're both like, yes, 100%,
Yeah.
both agree on. Other songs, yeah.
Well, then that's interesting because I wonder if that's going to be the case with the penultimate track, which is Grimgotts Calling. This is one of my all-time favourite Grimgotts songs. It is pure energy and sing-along passion. A track I imagine is killer live. I just want to move when I hear this. The chorus is phenomenal. This I love.
We're both on the same page with this one.
All right, fair enough.
Really enjoyed this track. Nice catchy drumming sounds and it give it pep. Another great live track.
Yeah. I adore this track. It's one of my, I almost have like around 5 or 6 that if I have a limited amount of time that I'll be like, right, skip to that one because I want to hear that one and so on, that kind of thing. Weirdly, even though it's not really a song in the way the rest are, the final song I think is incredible. The Lost Chapters. What a cool ending this is. It's spoken word storytelling and massive sounding cinematic epic soundscapes that leads to some immense singing. The vocals are... I think this is such a fucking great closer. I actually think, like, structurally... I don't know if I would put this at the end. I think Grimgotts Calling might have been a really, really good way to close. And maybe this might have been a nice transition track in the middle if it was built as an album. But because it's not, because it's 3 EPs put together, 1, 2, 3, then I think 2 new songs. I think 2 new songs. I think, it might be The Lost Chapters and Grimgotts Calling are the 2 new songs that are added onto this. Maybe it's 3, I can't quite remember. No, it might be 3 actually, because 4 tracks from 4 EPs, 3 EPs makes sense. 12 to Anyway, like that's why I think like structurally it would have been interesting to have this almost like as an intermission middle portion of the record.
Yeah.
But even still, like at the end, it's just kind of like a really nice way to ease out after experiencing this. Yeah. I really like it.
I final track a closing chapter.
Yep.
That's what I felt like.
Yeah.
Epic spoken sung. A nice short solo. It seems fitting. It ends like it as if we were being told a story.
Yeah. I think that's what Tales, Sagas and Legends, man.
So that's how you end it.
Yeah, and it should be noted, like obviously we're covering this, but Grimgotts have been putting out singles in recent times, this year, and so there's some fucking bangers there, man. Really, really, really go check that shit out. I have to somehow come up with 3 tracks on this. I really, really struggle. So I've gone for what really, I guess, are the 3 tracks that I listen to the most on this album, more than anything else. But this is where it's difficult. Like so close. So I've got For the Power, Sagas, and Grimgotts Calling.
So I've got For the Power, Sagas, and The Edge of the World, and What Lies Beyond. Yeah,
I mean, there you go. I mean, that's like maybe number 4, 5 for me. Like, it's that close with regards to these songs. I really do urge you to check this one out. It's well worth a go. If you're a fan of power metal, if you're a fan of fantastical, sometimes over the top, power metal, this is going to really tickle your taste buds, as it were, for that kind of music. I think they're phenomenal up and coming band in this country. They're local to us as well. We're Londoners. They're Londoners. The the last time they played live, or not, maybe not the last time I ever played live, last time they were in my neck of the woods, they were literally playing in a town that I work in, but I was working that night, Leytonstone, for you know, so like, it just hasn't happened yet. I'm really looking forward to the point where it's like, it finally does. Yeah. You know, I know, like, I know there's no, I can't have any influence here or anything like that, but you know, and I know realistically they'd have to do it via Metal to the Masses, but man, this band would slay at Bloodstock. Yeah. They really, really would. Even on the Metal, on the New Blood stage, you know, but I could see them slaying on the Jaeger stage through submissions and stuff like that. I think they would be amazing at a place like Bloodstock.
But who knows, you know, people have, they've been taking applications recently, so you never know.
And I'm going to keep, you know, I'm going to do my little bit. We're going to do our little bit to sort of champion them and say, hey, give this a go. It's really worth checking out. It is Tales, Sagas and Legends by Grimgotts. Are you as a bigger fan of it as I am? Are you discovering it for the first time? You know what to do. Let us know in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. If you liked what you saw, please help us out by giving us a thumbs up and hitting that subscribe button. If you really liked what you saw, consider donating to keep the website and channel running by buying us a coffee via our coffee page or picking up some merch from our Big Cartel store. You can check us out on gbhbl.com as well as via our social media, Facebook, Instagram and Twitter, as well as listen to our interviews via SoundCloud, Apple Music and Spotify. Just search for GBHBL. Games, horror and heavy metal. What else is life for?